So what are the best guns in Killing Floor 2 in 2019? I'm going to share with you my favorite weapons for each perk, along with their corresponding skills that will enhance their effectiveness. In addition, I'm going to share with you 3 different skills that you can work on that will dramatically improve your gameplay. Hey guys, it's Chris with B&B Gaming. Welcome back, and I hope you're doing amazing today. Thanks a lot for taking the time to check out this video, and thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments. Definitely appreciate it, and it definitely helps me out. If you're new to Killing Floor 2, one important thing to know is that Tripwire comes out with 4 new updates a year, and in these updates they add anywhere from 3 to 5 new weapons, along with nerfs and buffs, and they also have the improved upgrade system looming on the horizon. So if you're watching this, say in the fall of 2019, if you look up in the right hand corner of the screen, you'll see a card pop up, and if there is dramatically different information, I'll have a new video out for you. To start with, guys, the first skill that's really important in Killing Floor 2 is swapping your guns. Now this sounds really simple, but in Killing Floor 2 it's really important to do, simply because swapping your guns will dramatically increase your damage per second and also your spike damage, how much damage you can put out in 1 or 2 shots. And during Z time, this enhances that capability even more. So for example, if you're in Z time and a flesh pound is barreling down on you, you unload your weapon and you swap to your secondary weapon instead of reloading, your damage output is dramatically increased. Now once you can get used to swapping your guns, a secondary ability that opens up is called magazine dumping. Now what magazine dumping is it's real simple. You unload your primary weapon on, say for example, on a flesh pound, and you swap to your secondary weapon and unload that one to take down a large target. In addition, you can also use this if you have, you're playing endless and you got 10 or 20 Zeds in front of you. Dramatically more powerful to swap your weapons than to reload. Now the third skill is debatable whether it's a skill or it's an exploit, but it's in the game, and it's called reload canceling. Essentially how it works is as soon as you see the counter on your magazine read full, you hit the melee button, which cancels the animation. Now this can save you 1 second, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but higher level players use this all the time to kind of bend the game a little bit and get increased DPS and also increased spike damage. Now a similar skill to this is called Peri canceling, and this is specifically for the Berserker. So there's a skill on the Berserker called Peri, which dramatically increases your damage and damage resistance. Now really skilled players will basically keep the Peri buff going all the time. Now one important thing to know about parrying is if you miss a parry, there's a cooldown on it. I'm not sure if it's 3 seconds or 5 seconds, but there is a cooldown where basically you're going to be out of the parry buff for 3 to 5 seconds. So basically if you miss a parry, you can use parry canceling, and how that works is you miss the parry, you hit the reload button, and it cancels that cooldown. Now as far as my favorite Killing Floor 2 weapons, I think it's important to note that I generally play with randoms and I don't expect the medic to heal me, and this is important because it's going to affect my type of builds and the type of weapons that I'm running, so I need to be more balanced in being able to handle small Zeds and large Zeds. Now if you're playing in a dedicated team, you're going to want to specialize more into your perk specific role. So for example, if you're running Sharpshooter, you're more than likely going to want to run the AMR plus the 500 Magnum. Now this is the most spike damage you can get, and the idea would be that the Commando on your team would keep the trash off you and allow you to take out its Skrakes and Flesh Pounds at range. Well, if you're playing with randoms, it doesn't always work that way. So let's start with perk number 1, the Berserker. For endgame, later waves and endless mode and boss waves, I like the Eviscerator plus the nail gun. As far as skills go, I like Skirmisher. For level 10 I like Butcher. For level 15 I run Peri or Resistance. Generally I'll run Peri if I'm kind of bored or I really want extra damage, but Resistance is really powerful, so if you want to just chill out or you're in a hectic game, you'll probably want to run Resistance instead. For level 20 I run Smash because I read that the range attack is buffed by Smash. For level 25 I like Spartan. The reason I really like this loadout is you get the speed and health regeneration from Skirmisher. You have the Saw melee attack, which mows through small Zeds. Another reason I really like the Eviscerator is because the range attack, you can one-shot the medium Zeds. So the Bloats, the Husks, the Sirens, etc. So if you're mowing through a pack of small Zeds, you run into a medium Zed, just shoot off a range attack and just keep on mowing with the melee attack. Another reason I really like the Eviscerator with Nail Gun is that you can 3 to 4 shot with range attack on large Zeds. In addition, with the Nail Gun, you also have the option of being able to mag dump on a large target. So unload your shots with the Eviscerator, swap to your Nail Gun, and finish them off. Perk number 2, the Commando. For later waves and endless and boss waves, etc., I really like the M16 and the HM Tech 501. As far as skills go, for level 5 I like Tactical Reload. For level 10 I like Impact Rounds. For level 15 generally I'll run Prepared, but if I start dying I'll switch to Tenacious to get the extra health. For level 20 I run Hollow Point Rounds, and for level 25 I'll run Machine Gunner. Now the reasons I like the M16 plus the 501 is the M16 will allow you to take out the small and medium Zeds with bullet damage, and also the M16 with the grenade launcher allows you to headshot the large Zeds, so the Skrakes and Flesh Pounds. Now as far as the 501 goes, I really like it for basically self-healing, so if I am running Tenacious, the level 15 skill, which gives you 125% health, this makes a huge difference. Basically what I'll do is I'll run the M16 as my primary weapon, swap to the 501 and shoot a grenade in front of me or right at my feet to heal myself, and if I'm getting chased you can run through them and it's going to poison all the Zeds behind you, which will give you a ton of assists. And in Killing Floor 2 assists, you get the same amount of XP for an assist as you do for kills, so it makes a big difference. In addition, if you really feel like it, you can heal your teammates. The nice thing about running this on Commando is nobody can really say to you, hey, you're supposed to be healing us. Perk number 3, Support. For support, I really like the M4 plus the Doom Stick. And if it's a smaller, tighter map, I'll actually substitute the M4 for the double-barrel shotgun. As far as skills go, if I'm running this, I'll run Tactical Reload. For level 10, I'll run Salvo. For level 15, I don't really know which one's better, Armor Piercing or Tight Choke. It kind of depends on the map, and it depends on how many large Zeds there are. If there are larger Zeds, a lot of them, I'll run Tight Choke just to get the extra few pellets on them, and it can make a difference. But Armor Piercing is also very, very powerful if you're running the double barrel, because you can basically shoot 5 or 6 enemies in one shot. Pretty awesome. Now as far as level 20 goes, generally I'll run concussion rounds, but I will run resupply from time to time. Now for level 25, I like Barrage. Now the reason I like these weapons with these skills is the M4 has high damage, plus it has great range and a small bullet spread. Now as far as the Doomstick goes, it's all about that spike damage. So using the alt fire, you're shooting all 4 barrels, and this is for the large Zeds, for the Flesh Pounds and Skrakes. Now the nice thing about running the Doomstick along with the M4 or double barrel shotgun is it allows you to do a mag dump if you need to. So if you're getting chased by a Flesh Pound or Flesh Pounds, you can unload the M4 on them, swap to the Doomstick, and finish them off. For Field Medic, I really like the HM Tech 301 shotgun plus the HM Tech 501 assault rifle. As far as skills go, I run Resistance. For level 10, I run Combatant Doctor. For level 15, I run Focus Injection. For level 20, I generally run Coagulant Boost. And for level 25, I run Airborne Agent. Now the reason I really like the 301 is it is slightly OP. Back in summer of 2018, Tripwire reduced the fire rate of the 301 and increased its damage, but the community really didn't like it, and to be honest, it wasn't a lot of fun to use. So basically what they did was they reverted the fire rate back the way it was, but they capped the damage on it, so it can be really powerful. Now as far as the 501 and the healing grenades go, one important thing to know is that healing grenades actually give you the skill buffs that you have on your skill tree. So for example, if you're running Focus Injection, which gives damage boost to anyone you heal, if you're standing in your own medic grenades, you get that damage boost. Now in addition, if you're running Coagulant Boost, you get that damage resistance. So I like to combo this with the level 5 skill of Resistance, which dramatically decreases how much damage you take based on your health. So if you combine those two, your medic is incredibly tanky and it's really hard to get killed. Now in addition, I like the 501 of course because you can poison Zeds and you can heal groups of your teammates. One thing I really like to do is actually pre-buff my teammates, so if they're getting charged by the boss or a group of fleshbounds, if you throw down a medic grenade and they're standing in it, they're going to get the damage boost and damage resistance. For Demolitionist, I really like the grenade pistol plus the RPG. For the level 5 skill, I'll run Bombardier. For level 10, I'll run High Impact Rounds. For level 15, I'll run Sonic Resistance. For level 20, I'll run Armor Piercing Rounds. And for level 25, I'm going to run Mad Bomber. Now, with all these skills, they're going to change a little bit depending on where you are in the game. So, if you're on like Wave 1 or Wave 2, for example, I'll instead run Shock Trooper, which will increase my reload speed on my grenade pistol. And if I'm a level 25 Demolitionist on earlier waves, I'm going to run Destroyer of Worlds instead of Mad Bomber, because Destroyer of Worlds releases that, I think it's a radiation cloud or something. Well, that only does limited amounts of damage, which is going to kill the small Zeds, isn't going to affect the large Zeds. Now, if it's later in Endless mode, or you're on Wave 9 or something, you're going to want to switch to Mad Bomber for that extra damage. Now, the reason I really like the grenade pistol is because it has a relatively fast reload, and it has the strongest knockback of any weapon in the game. In addition, if you shoot it at Zed's feet, you can take out 2, 3, 4 Zeds in one shot. Now as far as the RPG goes, it's all about the large Zeds. So here again, it's all about swapping your weapons for whatever enemies are in front of you. For Firebug, I really like Flamethrower Tier 5 plus the Cock and Burn. Now as far as skills go, I like Bring the Heat. For level 10, I like Ground Fire. For level 15, I like Zed Shrapnel. For level 20, I like Heat Wave. And for level 25, I like Pyromaniac. Now one important thing to know about the Firebug is he's really strong against small Zeds and even packs of small Zeds, but he's weak against large Zeds. And he can actually be a pain to your teammates if you're indiscriminately lighting large Zeds on fire. So if you're unaware, what happens if you do enough damage, fire damage on large Zeds as they start running around crazy, and it's called fire panic. Well, this makes getting a headshot with a Sharpshooter, say they're running the AMR, really hard. In the Demolitionist RPGs, it makes it really hard. So you want to avoid this at all costs. So generally speaking, what I'll do is if I get in later waves with Endless mode or like Wave 10 on 10 wave survival, I'll actually swap out to the Husk Cannon, which is pretty good. All that said, I actually really enjoy Firebug, and one of the things it's really good at is getting massive amounts of XP. Also, you can hold lanes all by yourself, and you can also slow down waves of enemies. So if your team is getting overrun, you can just spray fire down, and if you're running Ground Fire and Heat Wave and Zed Shrapnel, you can slow them down and give your team time. In addition, if say you're the last guy alive or there's one or two of you and you got some raging flesh pounds or scrakes or something and you want to slow them down, as the Firebug you can slow them down and allow your team to get ammo or get a shot on them or whatever. And in a pinch you can kill scrakes and flesh pounds, but again, be careful with this because you can sometimes do more harm than good. Next, for the Gunslinger, I like the tier 5 Magnums with the tier 4 Deagles. As far as skills go, I like Steady. At level 10 I like Rack 'em Up. At level 15 I like Speed Loader. At level 20 I like Skullcracker. And at level 25 I like Fanfire. Now the reason I like the Magnums and the Deagles is it's all about high damage and also the ability to do mag dumping. So with the Gunslinger, I think it's critically important to be able to swap your guns. You'll notice a massive difference in the amount of kills you can get by, instead of, especially running the Magnums, shoot the Magnums off, swap your Deagles, unload them. More than likely whatever's in front of you is going to be paced. For Sharpshooter, I like the M14 plus the FN/FAL ACOG. For skills, I'll run Sniper. At level 10 I'll run Ballistic Shock. At level 15 I'll run Rack 'em Up. At level 20 I'll run Always Prepared. And at level 25 I'll run Assassin. Now here again, swapping your weapons is critically important. So the M14 is for trash and medium Zeds. Now the FN/FAL, you want to switch to full auto, and this is just for killing large Zeds. The FN/FAL with Ballistic Shock because it stuns them, and Rack 'em Up because you get that damage boost, will enable you to kill flesh pounds and scrakes in one magazine. Next, for the SWAT, I really like the Thompson tier 5 and then the P90. For SWAT, I'll run Heavy Armor Training. At level 10 I'll run Tactical Reload. At level 15 I'll run Armor Vest. At level 20 I'll run Cripple. And at level 25 I'll run Rapid Assault. The reason I like this combination is all about the huge magazines. Both the Thompson and the P90, I believe at level 23 or 24, are near 100 rounds per magazine. And you combo that with swapping your weapons instead of reloading, you have a ton of DPS. Now almost as important as the Thompson and P90 is your use of the flashbang. With the SWAT's flashbang, you can pretty much stun the Scrake anytime, and the Flesh Pound, after they hit something, they'll derage. You can use a flashbang on them and stun them and unload on them. Now finally, for Survivalist, I really like the Grenade Pistol with the RPG. I also like the M16 with the 501. I also like the Double Barrel and the Seeker 6, and strangely enough, the Eviscerator is really good on him. Now as far as the level 5 skill goes for Survivalist, it all depends upon what weapons you're running. So if I'm running Grenade Pistol with the RPG, it's going to be Heavy Weapons Training. If I'm running the M16 with the 501, it's going to be Tactical Reload. At level 10 I like Medic Training. At level 15 I like Ammo Vest. At level 20 I like Spontaneous Zedsplosion. And at level 25 I like Madman. So the important thing to know about the Survivalist is it's all about the reload. So he increases his damage from his reload increase in Z time. So most weapons that have a slow reload are going to do better on Survivalist. So that's why I really like the Grenade Pistol. Basically in Z time you can get off 2 shots instead of 1. In addition, the Double Barrel Shotgun is awesome on him, and the RPG is actually really good. Now the important distinction with Survivalist is he's going to be really good against small and medium Zeds, but he's not going to be anywhere near as good against large Zeds because he doesn't have those specific damage boosts. So for example, you get headshot damage on Sharpshooter, you don't get that on Survivalist. You get extra explosive damage on Demolitionist, so his RPG is going to be a lot stronger than Survivalist, who doesn't get those extra bonuses. So I know this video is a little bit long, but I hope this definitely helps you out, guys. If you have any questions or any suggestions for videos you'd like me to make, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, guys, this is Chris. Have an awesome one.